My name is Bill Haley for the Facebook page called Competitive Social Security. It's a new government reform idea that allow many organizations to do Social Security a little bit differently, and you choose which way you want to do it. From a much more tax and much more benefit system to a very much lower tax and lower benefit system. You get what you pay for, and let's just go through it. I'm gonna, if I say too much at the first slide, it's going to ruin all my bullet points. Let's just go through the bullet points. Hopefully I want to target 10 to 12 minutes on this and make sure we hit everything, and then I'll try to do a quicker version of that, and then do many on every one of the aspects of these bullet points, other videos. So every person selects their retirement system. So every citizen picks either the much more socialist version or much more libertarian version. So you have about a dozen to choose from. Low taxes means low benefits. Higher taxes means more benefits. You pick the one you want. Part of a citizen's responsibility is to take reasonable steps not to become a burden on society in their elderly years. We don't want people in their 70s not able to work anymore saying, I have no money, please take care of me, society. So that's the reason Social Security was put in there, but Social Security, in a lot of people's opinion, is not done well. So there's many ways to get there, many ways to get to the point where you're not being a burden, or the percentage of people, or the chances of somebody not being a burden. We can't get to a point where nobody's ever a burden, because it's just, we would have too much government regulations, too much savings. You can't save up 100% of your income for your elderly years and not spend any money to eat or get shelter today. So Medicare will follow the same reform. I'm not going to keep on saying Medicare the whole thing, but Medicare is going to do something similar to this as well. Medicare, there's a lot more involved in that. You can go competitive healthcare systems. We can go total private healthcare within that, just making sure you have enough money saved up for your elderly years for your health insurance in that case. So there's a lot of ways you can do Medicare. So one of the 12 organizations will you have to have health insurance built into one of your things. Again, you can go total libertarian and save up your own money for health insurance and the like. But you have to do it. You have to have that money in your individual retirement accounts. Maybe not technically the IRA, but new systems going through with all my reforms here. Okay, after proper legislation, about a dozen, and probably constitutional legislation to be honest with you, about a dozen Social Security type systems will emerge. So it's easy to have something emerge because you're going to get all you have to do is get over 5% of the citizens. So Heritage Foundation will create some, and the Brookings Institute will create some. Republican Party will create some. Libertarian Party will create some. Democrat Party will create some. A lot of independent organizations that don't like politics whatsoever, they'll do some. With 12 different organizations out there, every citizen's going to find one that they like the best. All you have to do is get 5% of the citizens to join together to do one. And if you don't have 5%, you have 3%, find another group that has 3%, merge together, kind of do your own thing. It's just, we don't want the percentages to get so low that you're starting to create negative externalities, or you're not known enough to do this. But 5% of 300 million is still, what is that, 15 million people. I think I did that math. Yeah, it's probably somewhere right. Anyway, it's a lot of people. Okay, every citizen must select which retirement system they wish to be in. So you have to choose. It's a must. Again, you can go with the libertarian version if you wish to, but that whole libertarian system cannot result in elderly people in that system not having money to retire on. You're not allowed to do that. You have to have that percentage down low enough so you're not causing a negative externality. Or you can have a separate insurance for all these people for the people who do fall by the wayside to catch them, because society as a whole shouldn't have to catch them. You catch them within your system. So you have a libertarian, but then extra insurance for the small percentage of people who were trying to do things right, but came on really hard times, and had a lot more expenses than what a normal person would have to have. So we don't want to have the requirements so high that nobody couldn't become a burden on society, because it would be too much regulations, too much. You'll be saving 100% of your income just for your retirement age, and you won't have any for today. Okay, each retirement system only governs its members. Highly, highly important. Nobody can get overall government budget money, the general budget money. They only get the money from their members. Now, they might wish to do one big insurance pool on some of these, or they can say, okay, we're just going to verify that you have your own IRA, and then your hands have to be off that IRA up to a certain dollar amount until you hit the ages. So you can start pulling it out at this age, and then this age, and this age, just to make sure you have enough for your retirement. You're not going to spend it all. You can't take it all to Vegas and say double or nothing, and you lose it all. So there will be requirements that you can't take it out quicker than you need to, because you have a chance to become a burden on society at that point. Obviously, libertarian ones can do some of that, but there will be limitations on, hey, you can't be a Social Security, competitive Social Security group system if you're allowing too many or too high of a percentage of your people to become burdens on society. Okay, every retirement system must ensure its members are not impoverished in their elderly years, thus the minimum standards. Again, minimum standards are not going to be one-size-fits-all regulations. It's going to be based off results. There's many ways to get there. You can have an elderly person's children sign off saying, I'm going to take care of them, and then their children's responsibility. But some people don't have the children to do that, and they're going to have that money in the bank. A lot of ways to do it. That's just two little ways to do it. There's dozens of ways to do it. Okay, minimum standards are not micromanaging, but are results-oriented. There are many pathways to achieve results. The current pay-as-you-go system did not save any money. You can say they saved money in government bonds, but the government took that money and spent it on current expenses and has massive debt. So is debt really a savings program? In my opinion, not if you can't say you have money, then say, well, it's in government debt. Well, that's just one part of government saying they have assets, and the other part of the government says we already spent it. Your money's coming back in future taxes. That's not an asset. Future taxes is not an asset. That's future income, rolling income, but it's not an asset that you can pull out right now. Okay, current promises will be fulfilled with government debt. So there will be a system of government debt that's going to give a certain level of assets and given to competitive retirement systems in proportion to their membership. That's going to be highly debated, how that's going to work. Obviously, if you have somebody who's 65 years old, never taken a dime out of it, has put in all their life, they're fairly wealthy, and they put a lot of money into it. Yeah, they're due a lot of money, and they're ready to collect. So if they go into a system, they're going to get a lot of money there because they're 65, they never took a dime out of it. But if you're 80 years old, 90, let's say they're 95 years old, you only have a year or two left of your life expectancy at least, and hopefully more. But if you only have a little bit, you might only get a little bit for them. A 25-year-old, you've only put in for a few years. You haven't put enough in to even say that you're getting any money into your retirement system. So for that person, a 25-year-old person, they need to start saving up their own retirement money, or however they want to do it. Whatever that retirement system wants to do, they can do. Whether it's libertarian and they start saving up on their own in their own IRAs, or given into that retirement system as a kind of a tax type of thing. I'll give you 5%, 10%, 15%, whatever the case may be, in my income, and you save it, and then you have promised benefits at the end of your life when you hit 60, 65, 70 years old, whatever you choose to go with. Okay, a retirement system may elect to take less government funding for promises in exchange for its members paying lower Social Security repayment tax. So that's going to be highly debated as well. And how much less is going to be, there's always going to be a compromise. Hey, are you willing to take 10% less and all my members get 10% less taxes? Because we have to create a set of assets of taxes in the future to have a set of assets to give to these retirement systems today. But hey, is a retirement system going to say, hey, give me 10%, 20%, 50% less in exchange for 10 to 20, 30% less in Social Security tax repayment taxes? So that's going to be highly debatable, and there's always going to be a break-even point where obviously if you say, I'll take 20% less benefits, but then only take 1% less repayment tax, that's not going to be worth it to society as a whole. But if you say, hey, I'll give me 10%, give me 50% of my retirement promises, and I'll only reduce down my taxes by 1%, well, that'd be great benefits to the overall society. So, but there'll be a balancing point where the overall society will say, okay, your people pay less repayment tax, but your system's going to get a lot less money as promises. So there will be that mechanism to bring free enterprise benefits into this picture. Okay, everything's easy to see at Haley2024.org. That's the overall, all the reforms put together. This is going to be just, I have a Facebook page on there, and then I have a Facebook page on Facebook to just do this one reform. Until the next video.